only two activities, if you will, that cause you and I to activate this power of assignment. And the first thing that you've got to do, you've got to discover, accept, and be. You've got to discover it, right? You've got to accept it. And then ultimately, you just got to be it. It's just that easy. I love what Paul finally came to terms with himself. And he said it like this over in Second Corinthians. He said, by the grace of God, I am what I am. Man, that's a beautiful scripture, man. It almost makes me think that for a moment, Paul was a little timid about himself. Some theologians say that Paul was this little short guy, and that's why in most of his letters, he always had to announce himself and say who he was and run his pedigree down a couple of times. But and that may be true. I don't, I'm not here to debate whether or not that's the case and whether or not Paul was short and those type of things. But I just like what Paul said. That does just the statement alone lets me know that Paul may have been dealing with some inner struggles, whether it was identity, whether it was just being comfortable with being called to be the apostle to the Jews, whatever it was. Paul then said, by the grace of God, I am what I am. And I remember, man, when I just really kind of stood to myself one day and I just accepted who Vincent was, flaws and all, growth that I need, that God didn't bless me with, that God did bless me with. I just came to terms, there are some things in life that you just can't change. There's some things in life that they just are what they are. And you can stay there in the state of stupor, or you could just go ahead and say, you know what? I am who I am. By the grace of God. Hey, do you believe when I used to get picked on, I used to get bullied when I was a young boy. Yeah, man, I was paper thin, 98 pounds soaking wet, man, wind blow, I'm gone, Used to dress well, but man, these ears used to stick out. I thank God for Martin Lawrence, man. He put ears on the map. But before then, man, kids used to walk around me at the bus stop and call me Mickey Mouse, and I'd cry and they pushed me upside my head, man, just punked me out, man. And I used to hate my ears, man. My ears, oh, man, oh, my God, man. It almost got to me. But I had a mother that would always encourage me and tell me and a grandmother tell me how handsome I was, man. And I don't even know if they knew I was getting bullied, but that right there was just resurging in me confidence, right? Go to school, get picked on, come home, get built back up. Go to school, get picked on. Then I go off to the military and I come back, I got these muscles all over the place, right? And then, Martin Lawrence came out, everybody started liking ears. Now the ears cute. You get what I'm saying? Look at cute little ears. Now get off. Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm just joking. But I came to terms with, I am what I am. Nobody has everything perfect, right? And sometimes I think we major on the minor when those things are just fleeting. They mean nothing. You're the one that's paying the most attention to it. And sometimes people don't even know nothing about it. And they know because you're bringing all this attention to it rather than focusing on what your assignment is, man, and doing that. You've got to discover it. What is my assignment? What has God put me here to do? You got to accept it. Then you got to be the greatest challenge to man is to accept who he is and what he or she has been given to do. That's the greatest challenge. And if you can get past that, man, you've won half the battle. Your assignment has to mean something to you. When I tell you I love pastoring, oh my God, man, if God was to take this from me, I don't know what I would do. That doesn't mean that there are not things that I could not do. I just don't know what I would do because I'm so in love with this and I have a bullseye focus and settled on doing this thing that, and I think that's how you got to get. Number 2, here's the second activation of the power of assignment. You got to go unafraid. Woo! Boy, that's powerful right there. Did you hear what I said? You've got to go unafraid. You cannot be afraid to do it. You can't be afraid to do it. You cannot be afraid to take chances, right? The step of faith is a step sometimes not knowing and being confident that by the time your foot hits the unknown, God will secure your step in him, man. You got to be willing to go unafraid. All the cards are not going to be stacked in your favor. The only green light you need is from God. You don't need the green. Circumstances around you can have a caution sign, a red sign, not now. I mean, nothing looks like you should be doing this. But man, listen, I believe that your assignment is always the green light. That's the great. If you can discover what your assignment is, then you know where your lane is and you have all the room you need to move. Here's the final thing. The moment you get in the water, your body adjusts to once was cold to the toe. Boy, that's good right there. Did you hear that? Listen, go unafraid. Watch this. The moment you get in the water, your body adjusts to what was once cold to the toe. You know, you mess around, get to touching that water, and you outside of it. You'll never get in that pool. You let this is so funny. Your pinky toe, your big toe will keep you from the enjoyment that can only be done in the water. Because your toe, oh, that's cold. Oh, that's cold. Right now? Right now. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, I don't know right now. But the moment you jump in it, and for some of you, you're trying to walk your way into this thing. Nah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I wish it did. Don't work like that. You are trying to walk your way. You got to go ahead and jump and just get all the way in. Just jump all the way in. Just jump all the way in the water. Don't try to walk in, a little foot at a time, ankles, then calves, then knees, and then you're going to turn around and, no. Go head on. You got to jump all the way in because the moment you get in the water, your body adjusts to what was once cold to the toe. Watch this. Your assignment will not lead you astray. Now, that's good. Here's why you can go unafraid, because your assignment will never lead you astray. I don't know. I'm just so afraid. You don't have to be fearful with your assignment. You don't have to be fearful because your assignment will never lead you astray. Yeah, there are some unknowns because it may be new. You get what I'm saying? There's a level of trust, a huge level of trust that you got to have in God because it's a faith walk. But your assignment will never lead you astray. Then number 3, here's a third activation to the power of assignment. And I believe this is one of the most important ones. Be you. Be you. People don't miss greatness because they aren't trying. They miss it because they're not doing it the way they should. People don't miss greatness because they aren't trying. People miss greatness because they're not doing it the way that they should. They're not doing it their way. They're not going on their own terms. And I just think it's so important that you do it on your own terms. People feel safe playing the game of following the leader, but the following position never changes. Woo! Oh my God from heaven. Did you hear what I just said? People feel safe playing the game of following the leader, but the following position never changes. When are you going to get from behind and be the leader? Stop following. Stop following. It's time for you to become the leader of your own assignment.